3. We're going to continue in Excel and finish up this week. And so far you learned how to make basic spreadsheets. We call them spreadsheets. Excel also calls them worksheets. And how to use an Excel workbook. So you can have one workbook with 2 sheets, 5 sheets, 10 sheets, 1 sheet, however many you want within that workbook. One time I looked up, I think you can get 64,000 sheets into a workbook. Fun fact there. You're going to get a little break from me today in the sense that I'm going to show you how to set up for some stuff. But other than that, I'm going to be using some other tutorials. So you'll get to hear someone else teach here on how to make charts. First of all, though, we need to set up a new workbook. Whenever you open up Excel, hopefully everyone got the regular version of Excel now on their computer. You open up to make a new workbook, just a blank workbook here. Go ahead and hit Create, and that will set up a new workbook for you. I'm using 2 monitors, so mine came up on the other monitor. You can adjust the view on here. I like to make mine a bit bigger. I'll make it fairly big so you can see it better. And right now it's just blank. We're in cell A1. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to set up from this tutorial right here. I pause the tutorial, which is one way you can get your information. Another way is I am going to print off PDFs here that are also in the assignment if you look in Google Classroom. So you'll have the link to this tutorial you're going to be using, my tutorial, setting it up that I'm doing right now in PDF with information. So there'll be links to any videos or PDFs or other things that you need here. It's not that hard. You already are familiar with the basics. So right now I'm just going to help you set this up. If you take a quick glance over here, and you can look at the PDF if you prefer, we have a title up here, Game Sales, and that goes from cell A1 to G1, and this is a simple merge and center. So how you do that is you go in the first cell, which will be A1. We'll type in Game Sales, and then I just simply drag across. Whoop, takes a little bit of there we go. And I go through G, just like it is on here. If you take a look here, it goes all the way through G. And then I go here to merge. And by default, it's merge and center. You can probably just click the button. But I usually pull down the menu out of habit and do a merge and center. Now, if you notice on here, it's a little bit bolder. So we'll highlight this here. We'll click in here. And we'll make that bold. Okay, there we go. I just clicked on it. And so that's a start. Now we got some categories here. At this point, I'm just going to quickly go through to do the basic setup. We have Boggle. Now what I like to do, you can either go from left to right or down. I'm just going to do the ones down. Now I realized already I made a mistake. Okay, I need to save that row for all the titles of the months. Now I could just simply type here and clear this. I'll actually show you that method. You just highlight this here. You can delete, or you can go up to the edit menu, which you may not see real well. Go to something called clear all and just clear it. And there's clear probably in other locations too. So I'm going to go down one more here, and I'm going to put in Boggle. And I just hit return. It goes down to the next one. I put code names. I hit return. And Exploding Kittens. Okay, and hit return. Now don't worry about if it goes over there. I see I got a little typo here already. We got Mad Gab and Skipbo and Telestrations and Ticket to Ride and Wacky 6 and then it says total items sold per month. Oh, they got month capitalized, so I'll have to fix that. Okay, now right up front here we have the first column we need to make wider. So go up here, put your cursor between A and B up here at the top, and drag it out to the width of the total items sold per month. That'll be like our, I'll go back a little bit more. That'll be our width. So this is going to be quite wide here for A. Then across here we got January, February, March, April, May, June. I'm going to put January right there. Well, what happened there? Was that magic? No. I typed January, and remember fill right? Well, you probably just think of that as like for formulas and functions. You could literally click and drag across, and it will fill the other months. That's nice. Saved me a little bit of typing here through June. And I did that up through column G just like it is on here. Okay. Now, I'm not going to bother to type in all the other data here on this little intro here, but you can see here, or you can look on the PDF what info you need to type. That's step one. And then the rest of the tutorial will take you through making a chart. So this is my intro tutorial, and if I need to add some other parts, I will. This is the first part of the intro tutorial. If there's any more, I'll add that for any other assignments. And then you can pause this if there's more. I haven't finished recording all of it yet, but there may be more, or it may be the end. We'll see. And anywhere along the way you're working on this, you can always pause and come back to it if something comes up. But it should this week our lessons will only take about an hour or so. So it's just an introduction to charts, but these are important skills to use, and you can use the charts for all kinds of things. So without further ado, flip over to the other YouTube video and go ahead and make your Excel quick and simple charts tutorial from Technology for Teachers and Students. Okay, for your second two charts, you're going to be using this tutorial here called How to Make a Line Graph in Excel, from Simple to Scientific. It's fairly simple. In your same workbook, the same one that you did the first sheet on for game sales, which I'm going to rename that game sales, okay, we're going to create two more sheets. So you just a little plus here, create a new sheet, and your first chart's going to be, you don't have to type this information here. I just put a reminder on there. This is the first of two charts that go with this tutorial. And you're going to be putting in the information here. This will be on the PDF if you need it, or you can take it out of the tutorial video. Amazon annual sales revenue. There's not much to type here at all. You just put in the titles here. The revenue in billions, I just type mine like this. They have it on the tutorial in billions underneath, but it might be easier just to do this. I know normally I show you how to do this here using up here where it's just called accounting or currency, and we have the $sign up close like that, but the tutorial has it like this. So either one's okay with me for this assignment if you want to do either one for the currency. We got the years here. They have it like this in the tutorial. If you want to highlight this here and center, it might make it look a little nicer. That's up to you. And then you're going to be making a line graph with this. So you'll be following the tutorial for that. When it gets to the second half of the tutorial, these are not long at all. They're just about 5 minutes each. You'll make another line graph, and here's the information for that. And I'm going to click up here and make this bold here. And this here I happen to do a merge and center for two columns, but you probably don't have to because you'll still see it either way. And I put in the information here. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to make this here. Here's another way you can select an entire row. You can just click the number there, selects the entire row. So if I hit bold, it does them all. So that's just another way of doing that. Here's the information for the second line graph, so you can follow the second half of the tutorial. Again, about 5 minutes, and put the other line graph here. So at this point, when you finish this here, you will have 3 sheets for game sales, line graph, and line graph 2. They came out of 2 videos. Okay, for this last chart, we're only doing 4 today. We're going to create a pie chart. And pie charts are good for things like budgets. So on our workbook we're working on now, where we did our game sales and have our chart and our line graph, the first part of the second tutorial, and the line graph 2, which is the next part, was a scattered line graph that they did in the second half of that tutorial. So that's the 3 we've done so far up to this point. Now we're going to do a pie chart. Now some of you might say, just a minute there, Mr. Rio, that's the budget we made way back when. Yes, it is. This is a different workbook I have open. There's a couple ways you can get this information into a new tab. Most of you probably don't want to just sit down and retype it all, though that is one option. You can simply highlight just the parts you need. So I'm going to go down here just a little bit here. You can do an extra few rows or cells if you need to. And you highlight it all, just drag across, and then go up above here and do a copy, or Command C, or Control C if you're on a Windows computer. Then click up here. You can start up in A, you can go down in there. I actually did it in the third one, so I'm going to go to A3. Do a paste. So that'd be Command V or Control V, depending if you're on a Mac or a PC. And there's all your information right there. Might need to adjust it a little bit. Might come in just a little bit, not quite right, but you can do this. And if you do it in a different row or column, not a big deal, as long as you got it in there. Quite frankly, another method you can do is just click on the Sheet tab and drag it over and create. It'll actually merge into there, and then you can just rename that pie chart. So there's a variety of ways you can do this. I'm going to close this here out, but this will be our sheet 3 or 4. Sorry about that. Name that pie chart. We have game sales for the first one. We have line graph. We have line graph 2, which is our scatter line graph. And we have our pie chart. This is going to be the last one right here. So this is one I'm going to do with you because why not? So we have the title here, the name budget. Should have your name on there, not my name. We have our topics on here. We have monthly budget, annual budget, salary. But for a chart, we don't need these totals. You'll find that a lot with charts. The charts aren't always about totals. In some cases they are, but in a lot of cases they're more about the other content. Or people that need a chart will type up just the content they need for that chart. So we mainly want our categories like rent and car payments and food and that, just to get an idea visually what our budget looks like. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just select these cells right here. I'm not even at this point selecting this. Okay, we can always add our own title in the chart later. So we just highlight all the way down through here. Okay, now we're going to go to, we got through savings. So we got rent through savings and the amounts there. Okay, that's it. Now we're going to go to insert. And we're going to go over to our recommended charts. Now you can go straight to the chart if you know for sure which one you want. We have column charts that look like that. And we also use the word bar charts with some of these. We got some of these I'm not going to go into. They've added more and more options here, most of which don't apply to beginners. We got our line charts in here. And we got pie charts. Because that's what we're going to do with pie chart, we may as well go straight to pie chart here. Now they do got a couple different types of pie charts. We're just going to do the first one, the most basic one right there. So we click that, and it brought up a pretty simple pie chart. Okay, now this has our categories like this. This is the default. We're going to double click up here in our title, and when we do that, it brings up the formatting here. And we're going to put in your name. Okay, and that will bring up put in your name, budget. I put my name, and then let's take a look up here and see what some of our options are. Okay, we got an automatic fill over here. If we do a pattern fill, we can pick patterns for filling. We can do solid fill. Now that's for that right there. I'm going to leave it on automatic. Okay, then we're going to click here. This has different settings here, and then we got up here, we got our alignment, custom angle, horizontal, and so forth. For text, we got our different colors and so forth we can do for text. Now we have up here pre-made designs. We could try see what some of these look like. I'm going to close this out. Let's go up here, change this here. Got that type of look, this type of look right here. These are all pre-made ones. Now there are ways you can go through and do your own custom layouts. I'm not going to go through that right now if you want to try some of those out. They also have different color options. Let's just take a quick look at a few more of these. That one's pretty nice. Okay. What I would like would be where we got percentages and categories that's easy to figure out. Some of these colors are similar. It makes it kind of hard. Okay. Now this one here, I did a quick layout here. I went to the first one. We got the name and the percent. The only problem there is trying to fit in all that. We have so many categories. This would be great if you had about 3, 4, 5 categories. Let's see what the second one does. Okay. And then I'm going down. These are all chart layouts. Third one's really basic. Okay. This one here, again, we've got a lot of categories. Normally I like that where you can see the categories easily. But because we have so many categories, that's a little more challenging. Okay, this one here, I'm just going through all the quick layouts up here. I'm up to the middle one, the second row. And it's great for just seeing the categories, but you don't really see the percent. This one here is a percent. So you can kind of see visually there. Again, you'd have to match up the colors with the side. And then I'm going to go down to this one here. I don't really like that one at all. So out of these, that one's not too bad. I would have to change the title. I can go back up here. I like that one. Okay, that one's not too bad. So pick one of the ones that has a percent in there, and then obviously it's going to be color coded. Change the chart title if it got deleted like mine did to budget. Whoop. Get rid of that title there. And so do one of ones that look similar to this. So in other words, this would be okay. This one would be okay. That's not too bad. That would probably work. This one here would be okay. That one I would accept. Okay. So we got our percentages in there, but these are different types of pie charts. So basically with a pie chart, we don't need our totals. We don't need our monthlies or anything that's been added up. We just need our basic categories and the amounts, and then divides it up visually so we can take a quick look there. I can see 19%. What's that? Oh, that's my rent. Okay. What is 16%? A little lighter colored blue. That looks like it's my cable and internet. Okay. And so on. So that's how you do a pie chart. So in this here, you've been introduced to different types of charts here. So you make a total of 4 of them and put in the data. This is one workbook. Okay. You can just name it week 3. You can name it charts, Excel charts. Anything like that would be fine. And then when you have them all done, you've gone through this tutorial and the 2 other video tutorials. Again, I plan this so it'll take you probably about an hour, maybe less for some people. And then you should have an introduction to charts. I was going to add some internet topics this week, but because I wanted to cover more charts and take a little bit of time on it, so you had time to get a little familiar with it, try some things out, I encourage you clicking around, try any practice charts. And I'm not requiring you to do this, but say you want this chart in a PowerPoint or a Word document. You literally just click on it and do a copy, Command C or Control C if you're on Windows, and just click on in a PowerPoint slide or a Word document and paste it in. Actually, I'll open a Word document here real quick and take just a moment here. I clicked on the chart itself, so it's highlighted. Okay, I did a copy. I'll just open up a blank Word document here. I'll pretend that I'm making some document here and I want a chart in there. I click, there's my cursor, and there's my chart. And I can click on it. I could resize it a bit if I want to. Could do the same thing in PowerPoint. You're not required to copy and paste into another file, but when people need charts like this and they want them in PowerPoint, they want them in Microsoft Word or any other document, that's how they do that. I'm going to close out my Word here. I'm going to double check here. You might say, when you make these charts, what do you do with them on the document? Put it wherever it looks good. If it looks good a little bit to the right of your data, like this one, looks great. If for some reason you got one of the other ones, you got data going all the way across, put it down underneath. That's fine, as long as I can find it fairly easily on there. So we got a total of 4 sheets. We got 4 different charts from 3 videos. The other 2 videos were not from me. They covered the first 3. I did a little introduction in the earlier part of this video, and this is the last part of this video that covers the 4th one. And that's it for this week. So hopefully you got some good basic skills. These are important skills. Next week we'll get into internet skills and internet searching and some internet topics. And then we'll probably mainly just do internet for the last 3 weeks. So we have 3 weeks on Excel, 3 weeks on internet, and that'll pretty much wrap up our computer literacy semester. So have a good rest of the week. Got any questions, you got my email. I got office hours Tuesday and Thursday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Which I watch my email. I might put up a Google Meet or something up there to try out. I'll post on there. You're not required to go to it, but if I post it, you can come in there and we could try it out. We're all learning here. So take care. Have a great rest of the week. And we'll be in touch on Google Classroom.